Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
everyone.
Fucking hell. Uh, hello.
Hello.
Oh my god. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to PATHCO. I'm Mom, the DM of PATHCO.
The show you're watching.
You're watching Brooklyn
24
Nine-Nine
hour
right now.
Pathco. All the time.
Yeah.
God. What if season 2 was just a cop show?
Wow, that would be pretty
I
interesting.
mean, that's almost
Like
what B
City
Team
Guard?
is.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. Fuck,
Okay,
are we cops?
I don't know. I don't know whether we're cops, man.
Yeah. You're like a weird religious cop in that one.
Yeah.
I think if we are cops, we have to tell each other, because apparently that's the law.
That's a good point. Shit.
Yeah.
Do cops have to begin every day of work like that?
My
No,
dad
no,
was
no.
a cop for a while. I could ask him.
You should.
I think
Do they have to
that
like
this
validate
is
each
probably
other?
the messiest intro we've done
Yeah,
so far.
let's
What
get
about-
going.
What about the week before last, where you full on had a breakdown midway through the
Did
intro?
you?
That
I don't
was...
remember that.
Did I?
Fucking listen to the recording. It's good.
God. Oh my god. I will.
Yeah.
Because I don't even remember half of the intros because they're so horrible always.
We should record them. We should just have a set intro that's just like.
we should
"Hi,
we should
welcome
have
to
like
Pathco."
a bad intro compilation.
Yeah, that would
That's
be
what
good,
we
wouldn't
should
it?
have.
Isn't
That
just
would be
every
very
episode?
funny. Just like consequent failures of starting the episode.
Like just
Okay.
every single episode of Pathco, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
It's
Yep.
just yeah.
some are
God,
worse
this
than
is
others.
That's
Okay.
the whole damn show.
We're in Blackwater. You guys have tried to steal a corpse. It didn't go as planned. Someone else had stolen the corpse first. There's
So
more.
if it's just
How
not
about
named-
one of you tells me?
That's
Oh,
literally all I remember.
What's his name? Olaf Peterson's apprentice stole the corpse, we think,
Do we?
and potentially went to the plague land.
Why do we think his apprentice has something to do with it?
Because a man told me.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to trust you because I flat out don't remember.
I'm pretty sure that happened. I pretended to be a cop, somehow that worked. Sigmund was the big metal guy from Full Metal Alchemist, who isn't the Full Metal Alchemist. He's the other one. I'm pretty sure that was the entire episode last episode. What did you guys get up to?
I can't remember. I don't know
think
what I
that
did.
You guys went back to the academy and tried to talk to the person who Olaf Beechwood said was probably like stalking
Oh,
him.
yes, I remember. We couldn't get anything out of her.
Yeah, from Lab 4.
Yeah.
But she like constantly dodged your question.
So we were
and
going to
was
break into her
very-
office later.
Very annoying to talk to.
So we decided the sensible level-headed thing to do was break into her office when she wasn't there.
Indeed. Okay,
And
so
we were waiting for the other two to come out of the clinic.
yeah,
So we're about to meet
I
up again.
think that we left off with Thyra and Sigmund coming out of the morgue and the clinic with their newfound information and meeting up with Glanvar and Dave at the entrance. And that is where we are.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mhm.
And then is now, and then I don't know what happened.
Indeed. Then is now. Sigmund.
Yes.
What's what's going on, buddy? How are things?
Things are going okay. Where are we dropping back into this? Is it just as we're leaving, or have we gone back to
Yeah,
base?
it's when like you guys have just had the whole adventure in the morgue, where you learned that the corpse was stolen again by someone who did like a weird teleport, and
Yes, that's why my
you
notice
talked.
says,
Yeah, you talked
big
to
weird scar on his face, weird hair. He said,
Yeah.
"Oh shit," and then teleported away in a flash of red light.
yes, indeed.
In storage room 6.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And you talked to Harry, who is like apparently we're Harry Potter now. This was totally not intentional, but I guess it's a thing. because there's a Harry, a Ron. They're both working at the morgue. I don't know what kind of fanfic this is, but anyway. So you talk to Harry, who had a lot of conspiracies about what he thinks is going on. One of them being that maybe the guy who stole the corpse was all of Peachwood's apprentice because of some apparent visual similarities. And you know that Peachwood's apprentice was a while ago apprehended for trespassing, and shortly thereafter was sent to the plague quarter because he contracted the cough, which is sort of the plague that's going around, the Blackwater cough.
Okay, and he's got a big scar on his face.
Yes, he does.
Okay. Well, Thyra, that was a bit of a dead end, but I imagine if we can somehow get to this Peachwood apprentice, we might be able to get some further information.
It's a good thing we have these healer disguises, who, for example, might be allowed into a plague quarter.
Yes, there is one problem, however.
Oh, yes?
The plague.
I didn't... You see, you'd think when I was talking about it, I'd have thought of it, but I didn't.
No. It caught
That
me by
seems to happen
surprise
to
as
me a
well.
lot, for
Yeah.
some reason.
What is our... I'm going to have to defer to you on this one. What is our anti-plague kind of scenario here? Is Thor able to do us a solid here, or what?
I must confess, probably not today. Wasn't certain what we were going to be doing.
Oh, well, we thought we were going to be talking to a corpse. You've got Speak with Dead prepared,
I
right?
do have Speak with Dead.
We could just try and... We shouldn't to waste it. Should we just try and...
And I potentially have some things to deal with the things that may be eating your soul.
Oh, we're just going to drop into that, huh? Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, I do think you drink too much.
Well, I've been good today. All right, I've not had any actually. I've been good. It means
It's 11:30 in the morning.
okay. That's an in character, just like silent pause there that goes
Oh,
on.
hey guys, how's it
For a
going?
little- for a
Just
little
walks
while.
up to the other two.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, like Dave and Clanva, what is your guys' opinion and plan about all this?
They've
Also, we fill you in on all the things that happened.
Likewise. We say, well, talking to what's name was a complete bust. We're going to break into her office later. Hooray!
Oh, on a not unrelated note, we're also going to break into a place.
Well, I don't think you have to break into the plague quarter. I think people are trying to... You have to break out again.
Yeah, it's probably going to be more likely to be that way.
I
Oh,
think your lead
alright,
is
well,
better. We could do that during the day, and then at night we could go back and have a look in the office when there's less people around.
If we can get out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, good
Well, there's the
point.
sewer lines, and there could be a route through there.
Glanvard just turns to look at Thyra. Aren't you supposed to be a cleric?
And I can be, I'm
Don't you-
morally complex.
Don't you people have the capacity to heal?
Well, so I have to petition Thor for, particular abilities, and I didn't know we were going to be doing this today, so... Yeah.
Well, if we do, they get the plague. We'll only have the plague for a day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's far less time than most people have the plague.
That is fair enough.
This Glanvard's just a stunned silence.
I think that's a valid point. Yeah, conversation one, I think. Okay, just in
I'm gonna
case-
move you guys
But-
to the map, by the way.
Do we have any idea whereabouts in the plague quarter he might be there? Because the plague quarter's pretty big. It's a quarter of the city.
God, this map in general is pretty big.
They probably
Yeah,
have
that's-
some kind of paperwork on who's been transferred where.
Well, yeah, but it's just like a section of the city.
This
What
is
are
the
the
one
actual
time when I wish
things
I.
in there?
This is the one time I wish Glanval wasn't a Zen archer, because he would have immunity to all diseases if he wasn't.
Oh, really? Huh, I
Which
didn't
is
know
supposed to
monks
be a
also
monk.
got disease immunity.
His
Yeah, I
purity
think
of
it's just-
body.
Yeah,
Ah.
just to keep a buff.
Huh.
But instead, I get key arrows.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty
to be
good.
fair.
Not when you're using a longbow.
Does it not stack?
No, it doesn't. Well, it doesn't improve it.
Ah,
No.
So
That sucks.
you
Does
use your
that-
unarmed.
Hmm.
You use your unarmed strike damage, and my longbow is about the same as my unarmed strike currently.
I think
Oh,
there's
right.
a point that changes, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a tipping point,
Hmm.
but for
What
the
if we
moment, it's
just-
not useful.
What if we just climbed on the top of this really tall gunsmith's building and then dropped down into the plague
Well,
quarter?
they're probably going to let us in if you look like healers. I mean, you two look like healers. I can make myself look a healer. Glanvar can be the bodyguard again.
I'm still slightly concerned about getting the plague.
Look, it's one day.
I feel like the plague's got a longer incubation time than a day anyway.
I have no idea what that is.
Says Dave, having
I mean,
read a book about this once.
Oh.
Do we have it like if you prepared Thyra? What kind of could you make us immune?
No.
Okay.
But I can make you fairly lucky for some time.
Okay. What are our other leads?
Breaking into that woman's office this evening, I guess.
Well,
think
I
that's
guess if
Yeah. I think otherwise you had a small lead concerning Mr. Graham, who wanted you to do some industrial espionage in the clinic.
oh, is this to do with the magical healing?
Yeah, that's the alchemist dude. Yeah.
And what were we going to get out of that? We were going to get he's going to give us a clue, or
No,
honestly,
I don't think
remember.
he really discussed payment. I think it probably just fit into the whole, oh, I'm someone who can get things done, if you know what I mean, thing.
well,
What if we just swam? Like, the actual... If you have a look, there's just kind of like a little gate
I
thing.
keep saying they're not going to stop us from going in. Coming out
Oh,
again is
no,
going to be
I'm
the
thinking about
problem.
Out, yeah. Just swim.
We could try use
Oh, I
the
also
sewers
have
again.
the spell Warp Metal prepared, so... I could just warp some metal.
That could work.
I have no idea how Warp Metal works, but
Let's
I'm
just-
assuming very well.
We could try the sewers. Like I said, we've managed to navigate them a little bit. And I imagine the sewers got to go this way to the quarter as well. So they must go back out again.
Alright, yeah, let's go bother Tim the Rat King.
I was going to say,
because
we
I
could ask
fucking
Tim.
hate him. Alright, but I'm not going to talk to him and we'll just glare at him instead.
Okay.
Okay. Very well. So you guys, if I have it right, are going back into the sewers, through the inn. Do you think that you are asking anything to the innkeep, to Bert, while you're passing? You don't have to, but I'm just...
Hey Bert, how would you get into the plague quarter and out again safely?
That is a very specific question. I'm not
Yes,
sure
pay
I'm
no
not sure how
further heed of
comfortable
it.
I am answering that.
Okay, well, this was a valuable conversation. Thank you, Bert.
Much obliged. Well, I suppose that you could try the sewers.
Thanks,
I
Bert.
don't. They're badly.
We're leaving.
Okay. So you pass through the sewers. I'll move you to the right map. Doop, doop, doop.
I'll bring up the Lovely handout of our dear friend.
Yes, Tim, the Rat King. He's there. You pass him.
Sure is.
And he says, "All right, gonna do the voice. Hello, travelers. I see you've returned to my sewer. How goes your questing?"
I guess I'll have to talk. Okay, we are going to the Plague District. Do you know the way?
Plague Quarter. Very strange. I wouldn't know why you would want to be there, but I can point you the way. If you follow this hallway of the sewers until you arrive at... I see. You'll see a large hallway on your left, but you'll have to pass it. And you'll see a much smaller one just ahead. Follow that and go into the smaller corridors of the maintenance areas. If you go by there, you'll eventually find your way to the most southwest part of the sewer maintenance. That's where there, I believe, is a way up into the Plague Quarter that's poorly enough maintained to still be accessible.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tim.
Would you like to hear a story about this rat? He picks up like a pretty like normal looking rat. It's kind of gray, kind of pale. Its eyes are looking in two different directions. It's sort of drooling.
I think it's Dave Wood. Dave would like to hear a story about a rat.
Yeah, let's go. Let's have the story.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe later, Mr. Tim.
Well, I hope you come back because it's a very interesting story.
I do like rats. Do we get a stamp on our oyster cards? I mean, sewer clams.
Yes. Yes. Give me your clam card.
Wow, how many stamps is that now? How many stamps do I need
3.
until I can do something with them?
And Tim sort of pauses for a moment and says, "Well, honestly, nobody's ever made it past 2 stamps, so I'm not quite sure where we go from here." Well, I suppose this is an exploratory adventure that you and I will have to take together.
Yeah.
In any case, you can always use them to purchase something from the gift shop.
Yeah, maybe.
Like this bone. And he just like takes out like a bone. It's well, I would say that it's clean, but it's not really. It's pretty long for a bone, I guess.
It's a very
You
nice
can buy
bone.
it for 1 stamp.
I think we have to go now, Tim.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye. Let's go. Where's Glanvar on this map?
I'm not sure. Glanvar. Where is Glanvar on
You
this
turn
map?
into a rat.
Oh, he's
I was
over
literally
there.
about to ask that. Where's over
Oh
where?
no, that's a fence gate. I'm sorry.
They do
There he
look
is.
very similar.
Where's there?
There we
Oh,
go.
there
I
he
found
is.
him.
Where's
Top left.
Glanvar anyway? And he falls through a manhole and just lands in front of us.
That's why I was quiet. I was wondering, where the fuck is my token?
Yeah, Thyra was staring daggers at Tim the entire time because Thyra,
As you
of
are
course,
making your
cannot
way,
hate
suddenly
Tim.
you hear like clack, 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 and you see Tim running behind you, on his like flip flops. He doesn't have flip flops on the handout, I think, but he does now. He probably found them somewhere. And he says, "Wait, I've got an idea. Instead of describing the route to you, I'll send my rats forth to guide you to the place
No.
where you need to be."
Dear God, please not.
Oh, why not? I like rats.
I will pay you money for that not to be a thing.
It'll be good if we don't get lost like we
How
did the first
much?
time.
Alright, Tim, fine. We'll take your rats. Help.
All right.
Magical rat.
Away, my minions! Guide these travelers to their destination! And the rats sort of, like, scurry about a little bit. And they're off.
Well, they're going somewhere. Let's hope that he has them trained.
I guess we're running to catch up with rats now? Like, they're
Tim's already
moving pretty
here.
quickly as well.
Are these like rats
Good
or are they,
luck,
are they dire
travellers.
rats?
Be sure to return!
That is the plan. Are these
like the
regular
idea
rats? Are they dire rats?
They're dire rats, let's say.
Nice. That's one day with rat.
Yeah. So these things are just going this way.
What's with the weird pale token of a rat? Is it a ghost rat?
No, it's
No.
his special rat. It's the
Special
rat
rat.
that
It's his favourite one.
he's been trying to tell you a story about all this time.
I'm so glad we didn't hear it.
Oh, Dave wanted to hear it.
It's gonna turn out that it's like Olaf Peachwood reincarnated into a rat or something, I swear. Like, we do all this ghost talking shenanigans.
Like you guys have been missing like the plot crucial,
He's
like the main quest starting point this entire time. With Tim's
You mean
rat
it was the
story.
rat all along?
It
Yeah.
was the rat all along. It was.
It was. It really was.
It's the well-known story trope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So yeah, these rats
fuck
are
is that?
leading you through like corridors, which probably once were used as maintenance.
Should we worry all the corpses here?
What is this light thing?
I'm
It's
pretty sure we've
all-
been here before, haven't we?
Oh, I see.
No, we
It's
haven't
a
been done this
Minecraft
way.
torch.
We only fought
No, you
like
haven't.
zombies.
So these rats are going around. And as you are passing, could you roll me a stealth, please?
Okay. Oh, that's gonna be good
they
for
weren't
Sigmund.
dead
Zara, isn't it?
after all.
I love that. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh my god!
How did I get a -1? What does that mean?
How did you break Pathfinder?
Oh.
Sigmund?
Good lord.
What did you roll? You got a -3, -1 on your stealth checks.
Actually, part of it is like low dex, part of it's
It's
armor.
No dex and armor, isn't it? Yeah, armor penalty.
Yeah, it's armor for the most part, I think.
Sigmund, what about you?
Or are you just not bothering?
No, I'm gonna. I was just.
Yeah, my
Got
shield
this
adds one
gang
to
sheet.
my armor check penalty too.
Good.
Oh, nice!
Wow.
Holy crap!
Yeah, see, look, he
Hey.
has a -4 to stealth too.
Okay. Okay, so I think how I'm going to interpret this is Sigmund, if I may, I think I'm going to say that you were like a little bit behind because you're weighed down by like a lot of armor.
Yeah,
So
sure.
you're sort of clunking behind while these guys are going up ahead. Thyra, not really paying attention, sort of kicks the torch, rolling through, passing by one of the dead like adventurers, maybe like just weird like sewer dwellers. And you notice that as the torch rolls and the light moves, the shadows that were cast by these bodies do not move.
No,
and-
I've been doing research on this today. We have to kill the shadows twice.
Huh?
I think you cut off there, and it may have
The
ruined your
shadows
punchline.
twice, I guess.
Yes, we have to kill the shadows twice. I've been doing video game research on this very day.
Yeah, very
Oh.
clever, very clever. Okay, let me just. So the shadows do not move, and as you're looking at them, they sort of start twisting, and they tear themselves from the ground in like a weird sort of two-dimensional shadows standing in just the air straight up, and well, it's hard to tell if they look at you, but they certainly look menacing.
Oh god.
Roll
Ooh,
initiative.
I wish I wasn't standing right next to one.
So do I.
That's my least favorite place to
Sigmund,
be.
do I.
you get a surprise
Wow.
round because you have a crit stealth.
What the hell's initiative? There it
Do I get a surprise round?
is. No. Oh my god, fast boy.
If there was something opposite to a surprise round that I could give you, I would.
Unsurprised round.
Yeah, I mean, they could surprise me.
An unsurprised round.
I spend my first
Honestly,
round
we
looking
kind of saw
blase.
this coming. Nice. Okay.
Oh god, what spells do I have? How do I play this
Okay.
game?
Can you guys see the turn order?
No. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Can't see the
Yes.
shadows on it though. Or the rats.
Yes, I am.
The
putting
rats
the
taking
shadows
part in
on it.
this fracas.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the rats on it. Fuck
Can we
it.
tell the rats to wait? I don't want to lose track of the plot.
I don't
The
want
rats
to
are
lose
go-
track
the
of
rats
the
are gonna
rats.
fight. The rats are gonna fucking fight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah, crap. What if the rats die and we just are left in the sewer here? What are we going to do then?
I mean, Tim's got plenty of rats. I
Oh,
don't
good.
think that's something you need to worry about. So add turn for these rats. Let me quickly.
Oh man, I don't have any of my really good like blinding light spells. Those are always pretty sweet. Life is hard.
But life's also good when you're a ninja block.
When you're what is a ninja rock?
Ninja block. Oh, it was a. I think I can't remember what it is. It's a meme Jim Sterling uses a lot.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I know who it
He's
is,
a-
but I don't watch his videos.
He's a video game critic.
Okay. Aha. There we go. Okay. So let me. I have my dice here. That's good. Let me roll initiative for the rats and the shadows.
Thank God.
Okay. Shadows critted.
Oh, goody.
Oh, of course they did.
And
Well,
the
you
rats
can't crit
rolled 4.
on initiative.
Yes,
I don't
you
know. I think that's maybe also a surprise round.
It probably does fit the fiction if they like surprise us.
Yeah,
I don't think there's actual rules for this, but as always, DM, you can interpret it however you want.
I
Yep.
think that's I think that's how we've done it in the past.
Yeah.
Has it?
Okay. So I think that these shadows are gonna have their surprise round first, and Sigmund, you are gonna have your surprise round after.
Okay.
So these
That just makes
shadows.
sense, because Sigmund is extremely slow this fight.
He is. Okay, so Fire and Dave, you are going to be attacked by these shadows.
Yay.
Lanvar, one of them also comes towards you, and this other shadow is going to move. And they're not walking per se, but they are sort of floating through the air, like almost like a kite. And they are sort of flopping through the air, passing by the ceiling and landing in front of you. And as they sort of land before you, okay, this guy cannot get any further than that. As they land in front of you, like in the middle of this shadowy form, like a dark mouth opens,
Ew.
by which
Don't like
they are
that.
ready to attack you. 2 of them attack you, Dave.
Try and hit me. I'm a hard to hit boy.
One of them misses.
Nice.
The other does a 23 hit you.
It does not.
Does not hit you. Okay.
Jesus. How
Amazing.
high is your AC?
It's 24, so it was close.
Oh.
I want a little bit of
Wait,
fiction
I
about
have
Han's AC.
to. This is touch AC apparently.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that
yeah.
does hit. My touch AC is pretty high for a touch AC, but yeah,
okay.
that'll do it.
Where's the D6? Okay, so this touch is going to hit you as from this dark mouth of the shadows, like shadowy arms extend out, like basically like Full Metal Alchemist style, like all the long, like little black arms extend outwards and grasp you, Dave. And you feel sort of your energy, your strength being sapped by this, and you take 3 points of strength damage.
Oh shit. That is bad.
Fuck yeah,
I can't
that
take
is
another one of
not
these.
good. Shit.
How I rule strength damage, for the record, is or ability damage in general, is I will say that only Constitution is lethal when it hits 0.
I think that's
But
similar to
strength,
the real rules.
but strength will, if it hits 0, make you
Knock me out.
just catatonic, like not be able to
Yeah,
move.
my
at
strength stat is now 1. So...
Why is
Good lord.
Restoration not fucking on the cleric spell list? What the shit?
I'm not feeling so good.
Oh, yes, it is. I couldn't read.
Oh,
Oh,
thank God for that.
It's a 4th level spell, though, so if you do pass out, you're coming back tomorrow, buddy.
Oh, okay,
Alright.
great,
Mm.
thanks.
Okay.
Well, you've got
so-
Healer's Vest. Healer's Vest can restore.
Oh, it can. I forgot I had that.
Mhm.
Ah.
Okay, so Thyra, one of them is also going to attack you. It opens its shadowy mouth. The tendril little arms come out and hits for a crit fail.
Fuck you.
So you get an attack of opportunity against this thing.
Aha, here I go. The fucker. Yeah, it's Thyra's well-known battle cry of "Here I go, the fucker."
It's a pretty good
alright,
hit.
yeah, I thought it might do. It takes a long. Oh, jeez.
It's something. You can set things afire as well, right? Nice.
Yeah,
Fire.
She also does her fire damage.
Okay,
So that's 7 points of damage.
23. Okay, so you swing your hammer, and it glows with fiery glow, and you see that your physical weapon passes through this shade.
My physical weapon is magical.
It is magical, but let me actually see. I am getting like redirected 3 fucking times
Yep.
by the fucking SRD. Yes, magic weapons. Okay, never mind. You deal all your damage. So that is a total of 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that shadow is hit with your weapon. You rip through it with the flaming energy of Sunbringer, and you can see that it's frayed, it's burning, it's fizzling up, and it screeches sort of, and it recoils from your attack, and
Take that, you bastard.
it's clearly frayed. It's sort of half of it is still like consistent.
You're allowed
in
to
its-
say it's bloodied, buddy. You are
Yeah,
allowed to
yeah.
say it's bloodied.
Yeah, it's bloodied.
Oh, sweet.
Glanvar, one of them is
Yep.
going to attack you. That is a 14 against touch. Probably not.
My touch is 24.
Yeah,
What?
that is definitely not
Mine
hitting.
is 10.
What? 24? That's ridiculous. How can that be your
I don't
touch
wear
AC?
What contributes to touch AC?
I don't wear armor, so
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Like that is his full AC. Just
I thought didn't you have like a natural armor or something?
Doesn't he get a bodge bonus?
yeah.
This is a monk thing. or
And
something.
that helps with
That's-
touch as
That's
well.
ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah.
It is also Dax mod, which, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my
Better
dex
not
mod's
get
pretty
caught
high,
flat-footed though.
it's Dex
Sig-
and Wiz mod. So
Mhm. Ah, yeah, monks, of
monk
course.
thing. Okay, that makes
Okay.
more sense.
Sigmund, it is your surprise round.
Sigmund, just as he's coming through and sees this happening, he's like, Dave! and to a lesser extent, Thyra.
No, go for Dave. He's far weaker than me. What?
And like, I think this is the first time in a while that we see the Kill Bill sirens in Sigmund's
Oh, yeah.
eyes as he's seeing Dave being savaged by this thing. And I think he also hasn't actually had a drink since this morning, so he's a bit testy about that.
Hmm.
And so I think, as a free action, Sigmund just is like, and just starts like yelling as he's going to enter a rage. And
Okay.
1, 2, 3, come here. So he's in base to base with both of these and make an attack against the one that is draining Dave.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a question: Is your is the Mace of Spades a magic weapon?
It is. It is a +1 weapon. The
Okay.
Shield of Arbello is a magic shield, but it's not a magic shield for the purposes of hitting people with it. So that one won't be usable, which Sigmund won't realise, and so I'm going to lead into that as
Okay, that's fine.
But
Okay, yeah, you can make your attack.
okay, so attack roll the Mace of Spades. Is he being flanked? He's not. I don't think.
No.
And am I using power attack? Yeah, it's been a while since I've attacked with Sigmund. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I've been having you guys do a lot of RP, but you're
been a while since
exploring
I've
new
almost
parts
died
of the
as
sewers now.
I think I do have power attack, which is. Give you 1 second. So I think I will use it. And. Okay, so it's -2 to hit for a +4 damage. Okay, so I will then reopen this sheet. So power attack -2. Submit. Any additional hit modifiers that I need to be concerned with here?
Wouldn't know which ones.
I don't think so. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And then the Mace of Spades for a damage roll. Power attack was. Power attack 4. Submit.
Okay, yeah.
It's just like.
That was with a
Yeah,
fucking 3 on the dice, Jesus.
Yeah, and you
It was
strike
with power attack, but
the magical glow of the Mace of Spades, especially as it passes through this shadow, you can visibly see the magical glow of this weapon, which you normally can't really because it's only a +1. But when it hits the shade, it flares up in its magical light, and this shade shrieks and is almost completely disbanded by this
sorry,
attack.
I missed something. There's actually an extra 2 damage on that because of the rage.
Then it is completely disbanded by this attack. And it vanishes. Okay, cool. Then we are in the actual turn order.
Hooray!
And it's
I
the
can get
Shades'
attacked
turn.
again! Hooray!
And I think this shade is going to move here, and it's going to attack you, Sigmund, as it is drawn to the light of your magic weapon, and it is going to attack. So does a 15 hit your touch AC?
It does.
Okay, then the ghostly hands extend towards you and wrap around your body and leech the life from your muscles, and they deal 4 points of strength damage.
Okay.
That's a lot.
As they draw, sort of like you feel like the boiling rage inside of you, but you also feel it being leached away through these arms.
Well, ironically, I'm back down to normal strength after rage.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you felt the rage, but now you feel it being lessened by this leeching effect. This other shade, as it was earlier, it is going to attack you again, Dave.
Okay.
And that is a 21 against touch AC.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
And
Shit.
it's gonna hit, and that is
So Dave's
strength
down, right? He only
Yeah.
had 1.
damage.
Only have one left.
And yeah, that is 5 points of strength damage, so that puts you at 0 strength, which
Well,
means
that puts me
you are
-3 strength. Doesn't exist.
well,
So
yes,
I am
but I'm not.
unconscious.
So you are unconscious, I'm afraid.
Why the fuck don't I have stabilized
So
prepared?
you are unconscious,
That's
but
bad.
you do not. You do
No.
not, in fact, need to roll like death saves
No.
because this is not a death effect.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm
Thyra.
out
Shade before you attacks you. 15 against touch AC.
Yup, that hits.
Okay, so that is going to be 3 points of strength damage.
Where the fuck do you put temporary strength damage on this?
I've been using Misk mod for it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Leeches
using.
your strength out of you.
Oh boy, that's a spicy meatball. Thyra says.
And Glanvar,
Shit.
this other shade is going to attack you as well. It crit fails, so you get a attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay. The attack of opportunity for Glanville is going to punch it.
Okay.
Because I don't have any magic weapons. I got to use a key point to do so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Actually, no, I can't. That's a swift. I can't. It's a swift action to activate it, and I can't trigger that in attack of opportunity. So.
Oh really?
I don't think.
Well, you can also. I think that,
I defer to Ag on this one.
You know, I think just to keep things rolling, I will allow you to do it.
Just punch it. Okay.
Yeah.
Punch it.
Right in the kisser.
So you
Do these things have a kisser?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Well, yeah, they have like a vague, like shadowy face.
Yeah.
That definitely hits, by the way.
Doesn't do the damage roll as well.
Huh. Oh, do it yourself, like the rest of us peasants.
Hmm.
Hit something.
So yeah, you punch forward, and as your fist impacts on this shade, like a flow of energy sort of emanates out from your hand, and it is struck by this attack, and it recoils, and it but it's not terribly damaged by it. Okay, Dave, it is your turn, and you are unconscious.
Yep, that's me.
Indeed. I think that as you are unconscious, I think that you can still... Actually, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. You do not have the strength right now to move, like, your arms and stuff, but you can still talk.
Can I?
So if
So I'm actually unconscious.
Down.
Oh, yeah, you know, you're unconscious, of
Yeah,
course.
that's what I assumed.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing.
No, I think I'm actually going to rule it in another way, because as I said, it's sort of like a catatonic state where you are not unconscious, but you are for the most part just too weakened and drained to move, but you can still talk. Yeah,
his arms are too heavy to
with,
lift. Like,
with great effort, you can still move your mouth and talk.
possibly cast spells. If they only have vocal components.
If they only have vocal components, you can still do that.
Start a bardic performance.
I mean, in theory, I probably
You
could.
can't play, so you just have to beatbox.
If you
No,
have,
but I've
if you
got,
have sing,
I
I
have
will
sing.
allow you to do that.
I don't think he would, though. I think he's quite scared because this has never happened before. So I'm going to use my... Ooh, am I going to use... Can I make some sort of knowledge roll to see what I know about, like, what these things are?
You can roll either knowledge religion, or actually, you can roll any knowledge as long as you can give me, like, a context of where you would be drawing this knowledge from.
Where does Dave get any of his knowledge? He just reads about it and hears about it in songs. Aunt Tilda, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's enough to say, like, I heard it from a priest who told me about this in a religious context, and then you can do, like, knowledge religion, stuff like that. Okay, so knowledge history.
So, about historical accounts of weird shadow creatures that sap strength.
Alright, you can definitely roll that. 22, that's very good. So these are shadows. They are well documented as being creatures that pop up due to, like, resident necromantic energy when corpses, when people die and there is, like, a bright source of light around which casts a heavy shadow of their corpse. That is, like, the circumstance in which these creatures are created, and they are incorporeal, as you have noticed. They are able to draw out your strength to a medium degree. If you were to, for instance, quantify this, it would perhaps be a D6 of...
That's not medium strength damage at all!
That's
quite a lot.
But okay, cool. Let's take him out.
Okay, yeah, like I mean that's decent. Okay, yeah, that's actually like 1d6. That's decent strength damage.
Most of the time it's D3.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, these things are pretty nasty. And they are, you know, that they are experts at hiding in shadowy and dark areas. That's sort of the stuff you know. You know that they are vulnerable to bright light and to harsh light that makes the shadows disappear.
Okay.
Dave, do they count as necromantic thing, like undead? Do they count as that?
Did I
They
know
do.
that? Yes.
Seems like the kind of thing Dave would know.
He will say.
Yes. Oh, poor Dave.
Oh, no, I can't cast
Grandpa.
dancing lights because they've got a somatic element, so I can't do nothing. That's it. That's all I
You
can
could
do.
wiggle
Is...
your eyebrows, like wiggle, wiggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, Brother Glanvar, it's your turn.
I'm going to punch it.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm going to expend another key point,
Okay,
and
cool.
I'm going to start punching again.
Oh, yeah, because you can make yourself a magical weapon or something, right?
Bam, bam.
That's a
Yep.
pretty
But-
dope monk spell.
Yeah,
It doesn't state whether it applies to bow, so only applies. So as far as I can tell from the raw, it's just the unarmed strike. So
It would count your bow if you used that thing that we were just slagging off that let your key arrows
let the
attack
what?
dice, I think. Yeah,
Right,
your
I
key
didn't-
arrows. I think your key arrows would count if you were using them as well.
So what thing you were just slacking off? I completely missed that part of
The key arrows that we were talking about when you were saying they were very good, but like I think they-
Those. Well, yeah, that's the. Well, it doesn't specifically state.
Hmm.
And actually, at this point, my key arrows are better because my key arrows are 2d6 versus 1d8.
Oh yeah.
Should we
Okay.
give it a go?
Okay.
Well, I don't know. It's DM discretion, I think, on that one.
Yeah, I mean, like, if key is involved, I will count it as magic.
Okay. So I get 2 attacks, don't I? Yes, I have 2 attacks currently. Sorry. Attack first roll.
Okay. Okay, 24.
Nice.
That definitely hits. I assume that you have, like, I'm assuming this for Glamour, that he has, like, feats which allow him to fire ranged weapons without getting an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's point blank mastery that lets him do that.
That's very possible.
This isn't the first time I've done this.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that this shade is sort of looming over you and is trying to grasp you, but it notices that, like, at, like, hip height, you have been, like, drawing this bow and you aim it upwards and you loosen a key arrow empowered with this monk energy. Roll your damage.
I'm just I was going to do both attacks, but okay, I'll do the damage.
Oh, yeah.
First.
I mean,
I'll do the damage first. It's fine.
yeah, like, I think it's advisable to do damage first.
Oh, for bloody. Seriously?
It's something.
Okay,
Five.
yeah. So this thing is hit by the key arrow. It rips through it, tearing a big chunk of the shade away. It hisses at you, and it coils around itself. But it is still upright, but it is bloodied.
Second arrow.
Okay.
This one's on -5 because of how
Mm-hmm.
the character sheet's
Okay.
built.
That still hits. Okay. so
5
that's
damage.
13. So yeah, this shade is as good as dispersed, but there is a faint notion of it still hanging around. Thyra, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to run 10 feet to the north, thinking an attack of opportunity.
Okay. You can roll, if it's only 10 feet, you can do acrobatics if you want. Well, actually, no, we don't do acrobatics. It's a combat maneuver bonus, right? It's combat maneuver.
That's not going to be high. Oh, it's actually
Again.
a 7. That's not too bad.
Oh, no, actually, I'm sorry. this thing is gonna roll combat maneuver bonus against your combat maneuver defense.
Oh, really? Is that how we
Yeah.
decide in the end? Okay.
I think so. Yeah. Is
I
it that
thought-
we decided?
Oh, I don't fucking know, man. I'm
Well-
just going to take the hit, to be honest.
I'm just gonna roll it. What's your combat maneuver defense?
17.
Okay, and this doesn't hit, so you are not hit by this attack of opportunity. You manage to duck out of the way as these arms flail and these little tendrils grab at you, but they do not drain your strength.
Okay. I
Yep.
am going to use my channel energy to harm undead.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
As
all
an
of them, isn't it?
8th level cleric. No, it doesn't hit the one. Well, it depends because it says a 30-foot radius, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Channel energy, blah 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 blah. 30-foot radius. So yeah, okay, that is all of them. Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. So I
as
think
an
they
8th
roll
level
a
cleric,
save
that's
of some
46
kind.
damage. Yeah, there is a save. It is. Will save.
Okay. Will save.
Or
Okay.
won't he save?
So the one on top there is going to
They're trying to beat a
Fail.
13.
the second one is going to how much was that?
13.
13. Second one's gonna succeed. The one down there is going to fail. The one in front of Glanvar is going to succeed.
So half damage if they fail, I believe. So that
Okay,
is
then-
17 points of damage to those who did not. And
Okay.
8 to those who did.
Then all shadows except for this one are banished by your channel energy as sort of a golden lightning like flood erupts from your hands. And Glanvar, you are fighting, and in front of you this shade is suddenly struck by this wave of lightning. Ooh, no, that's the torch. Okay.
I kill the torch.
Yes. Like the torch is blown out by the by the wave.
Oh,
So
no,
you're
the
saying
dog.
you're saying that they were blinded by the light.
Whoosh.
Pretty
Indeed.
much.
This one whoosh, is gone. This one is just barely holding on, barely hanging around.
Oh, now it's Sigmund's turn.
And it is indeed Sigmund's turn.
And Sigmund's still raging, so spending a turn of rage as it's just like really freaked out by Dave just being down, and he's just like frothing, and he's like, no, not again, not again. He's just around, and he doesn't know about these various things, so he's gonna do his 2-weapon
He
fighting.
doesn't know very much, let's be real.
Doesn't know very much. No, he absolutely does not. So, first up is my one-handed mace of spades. So, no flanking, a -2 power attack, a -2 for it being dual wielding. Boop.
Nice.
Neat.
Then a
Yeah,
damage roll.
that hits for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's probably dead. Huh?
That's gone. That is just absolutely eradicated.
And he is following up with like his shield strike and his other. Just imagine he's just flailing around, spinning around.
Classic Sigmund action.
Yes.
Now that the fight is over, Thyra is going to immediately sprint north and try to use her healer's vest to
Okay.
heal Dave.
Okay.
Which is a DC 20 heal check to heal 1d4 of ability damage.
Oh, nice, you did it.
Yeah, you did it.
I have a
Okay.
plus 13 to heal.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Nice.
that's better than nothing.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
so
You're welcome.
Thyra, yeah. So how does this work? This healer's vest.
So
How do you manage to restore Dave's sapped energy?
she has some so the healer's vest itself is like a tabard that she wears over her armor. And it has like all tons of like pockets and like hanging like flasks and stuff off of it.
Hmm.
And she's basically she's not even like paying attention to the rest of the folks. She's just like kneeled down next to Dave and is using all manner of tinctures, mixing a few different things together. And I think it's almost like smelling salts or something, but turned up to like 100. Like she
Ew.
basically just makes Dave inhale this absolutely foul smelling thing.
Nice.
But it does sort of return some vigor
Yeah,
to
like
his limbs.
it returns some color to your face, Dave, and you feel your strength, weak as it is, somewhat returning to you, if only to recoil from the absolute horrid smell of whatever this tincture is.
That's gross.
It's good for you. Are you all right? Like grand scheme of things.
I'm okay. I will stand up.
Okay, let's never walk by corpses again without giving them the old bubble cap. Sigmund, are you okay?
Sigmund's come out of his rage, so he's actually mechanically fatigued for a little bit of time. But also, like, even after he's recovered from that, his arms are drooping. He's like, there. Well, they did a number on me. But and when he sees that Dave is back up and around, he like runs over and scoots and slides and just gives you a big hug.
Ow.
He does a cool drift. Okay, everyone good. Glanvar, you good?
No worse for wear.
Look at you.
Are the rats
Like
okay?
everyone else looks really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good thing I used my one use of that today.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate
Is
it.
this like permanent damage? No, or does this wear off after a little bit of time?
Sorry?
Just
This will wear off. This will wear off after a little bit of time, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Dave would probably say that, since I imagine that 22 would probably give that kind of...
Yeah, you are aware that this is going to fade after a while.
Yeah, well, for better later.
Okay, we should push on then.
Indeed.
Yeah,
As long as you're feeling okay, Dave.
I think so, as long as we have to fight anything like that again.
Thanks for the help, rats, by the way.
They're just rats.
Uh,
Don't be mean to the rats. I guess we'll keep on going and hope we don't run into any more of those.
like these rats are moving.
Okie
um,
dokie.
They are sort of scurrying through these areas, and you can tell that as you're passing by, these areas of the maintenance corridors look noticeably more derelict. Like parts of them have collapsed. Like the brick looks older. There's less like stuff in here that's might have been recently used. Everything is covered with a lot of dust and like insects and shit.
Ew.
Probably literally shit.
It's a fat bug.
So you are passing through here. Could you all roll me a?
No,
Oh no, that's good. Not stealth.
Okay,
Could you all roll me a acrobatics, please?
sure.
As you are passing through.
Oh dear.
I did it, you guys.
Yeah. So, Thyra,
Rather predictable.
Fall
result.
down
as
the
you're
well.
all running behind these rats, Thyra, you are sort of clogged up by the collapsing like old parts of the sewer, and you, as you step, part of the floor gives way, and you almost entirely fall through this, and you're standing in like underneath the floor. There's this sort of runoff of knee-deep, dark red-brown sort of ish still
Ew.
water that's just like been festering there. And yeah, could you roll me a fortitude save, please.
Didn't this happen last time as well?
Probably.
Why does
Maybe.
this keep happening to me specifically?
Yeah,
Because you're
Sigmund,
bad at acrobatics.
Yeah.
with an 8, you do not crack through the floor, but you do bump your head against in the darkness of the sewers against like a crossbeam that was hanging weirdly low, and you are a little bit
Add a
dazed.
2 to that. Add a 2 to that for my fantasy boots.
Okay, yeah, that's plenty. So you are not terribly affected by this horrible like sarcophagus juice, basically.
Ugh.
Are you okay,
But-
Clara? Do you need help?
I'm
But
fine.
you like everything up to like your waist is just reddish brown muckish, covered in this disgusting foul smelling stuff.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm changing
Sigmund-
clothes when we get back to
Yeah, it's nasty. Oddly enough, like your swamp boots are meticulously clean.
Yeah, they're totally fine. It's because they've got
they're
the
totally
heel.
fine. They're like shop new, but everything like your trousers are just covered in this muck. Sigmund, you have hit your head against a beam.
I think it's when it was like saying, "Oh, Clara, it's always you bonk."
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happens. You get a disadvantage on perception for the coming few whiles.
Is it like disadvantage, or like -2 or something?
A -2, let's say.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So you just keep that around. So these rats, they keep going through the tunnels. You see like some old, like covered in dust and stuff. You can see on the walls here and there like the what's the fucking thing called? Like the crest of Blackwater, with like the key and the ox on it. And as you follow these rats all the way, you hear a clamor as they are approaching what seems to be a bigger chamber. And as you come into this bigger chamber, let me get this.
I'll say cautiously come into this bigger chamber, at least
Yes,
in
as
case
you
Dave.
cautiously come into this bigger chamber and you look into it, you can see a fight going on.
Ooh.
And you can see like a large sort of open thing at the back of this room with a ladder on it, which you assume leads upwards. But you can see a fight going on here between two very strange combatants. So you can see some dead stuff here. You can see a heap of dead rats lying in the corner. You can see like a dead ghoul that's been smashed against a rock somewhere. And you can see this weird-looking woman. Let me
You got a bigger
quickly
picture?
get. Yeah, let me get.
Wow,
There's a
weird
handout.
commands.
There is a handout. Let me quickly go and get it. Put it in character art. Where is it? Wait, shit. Did I put it in character art? Oh fuck!
I
Don't
mean,
tell.
I can zoom
don't
in
tell me
real
I don't-
close if you want.
Yes, but I have like a full drawing. But I'm sure it's. Come on! Don't tell me. Oh shit! Seriously? I had it. Okay, maybe I can give this to you later. But
Okay.
so there's this weird sort of lady dressed in rags. She looks very pale, very unhealthy, like she's been living in this sewer for a while.
She look like Tim the Rat King's princess.
Yeah, basically. And she has a large staff of wood on the end of which is dangling like, remember those like drowner sort of creatures that you saw, like those weird fishmen creatures? It has like a head of one of those dangling from the
Ugh.
staff, almost like sort of a sensor. I don't know.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Sensor, yeah. It's sort of dangling from that, and it's wreathed in like a green glowing energy, and you can see sort of dancing around her this spectral image of like a ghostly giant centipede almost, with one big eye on its frontmost segment. And she seems to be fighting against on the other side over here, and that token actually got downsized. That should be this size.
Oh.
Oh boy.
It's a big hulking
big
man,
Oh.
carrying like big fishing nets filled with like dead rats and other just dead stuff and collected paraphernalia from in the sewers, and the man's head is a crab scissor, and it is just
Is that Gilhelm's
clicking
brother from Another
aggressively. It's clicking aggressively, and this woman is shouting, "Back! Back, you! Back!"
That sounds like a one-way trip on the one-way trip on the Nope train to fuck thatville.
Mother? Yeah.
Yep. Hello.
Oh,
Ira calls out.
who are you? Quick, noble adventurers, aid me against this beast! Ah! And this thing.
We're not noble
charges.
adventurers. We're PATHCO. We're sewer maintenance specialists, but I guess
She's
we can.
fighting a big evil thing, Sigmund.
Yeah, so she is hit by this thing as it slams a big arm into her and knocks her back. Ah! Quick, take it down!
Sigmund, hurry, charge it. My legs are too stubby.
Okay, yeah. I will. Oh, is our strength back now, or is that still going to take a little bit more time?
That's going to take a little bit more time.
Can I
cool.
ear-piercing scream the big thing?
Yes, I will add.
Am I
Should I
close
add a
enough?
turn order for this? No, you guys
I'm close
can
enough.
all
Just
get an
about.
action in before that.
Okay.
Cool. How do I do
Standard
that?
Okay,
action.
yes, you can roll what you need to roll.
Uh,
Do I need to roll something?
Yes,
does the
you
thing
need to
say?
roll. I think it's a fortitude. So if it lives in the sewer, it's probably pretty fortitudinous.
Hmm.
Which halves
so
the
a
damage,
40
and it's not dazed.
Okay,
If
so that is
it's-
that, and let's see what the bonus is. Okay, so that's a 19.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that passes. On level 1
Yeah.
spell, yeah, that's gonna pass. It'll still take half of this though.
Yeah. Okay, and half of what exactly?
So that's
Okay,
5 damage
five
then.
yeah, that's pretty good. So this thing, as you ear-piercing scream it, it doesn't have a mouth to talk
Or
through,
any ears.
but it aggressively clacks its scissor, and it flails with its arms around it. And you see it sort of like beat on its own scissory head in confusion. And yeah, that did some damage. Sigmund, what about you?
So we get an extra action. I was going to.
Yeah, like you guys can
Can I
all get an
charge,
action
or-
in now. Yeah,
Because
you
charge,
can.
charge is technically a full round action.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then I will charge, screaming, and I think. Oh man, I think he might have to rage again. Like,
Oh,
like,
Sigmund, don't do that.
no, he's like he's going past Dave, and he's like just having these flashbacks of like Dave being cut in half by this big scissor, and like is just
Probably a
like,
flashback if it's
When
not
did that
actually
happen?
happened.
I think it's it's not exactly a flashback. It's like a
Flash forward.
what's the word?
horrible
Premonition?
premonition. Yeah,
Yeah. something like that.
interspersed with scenes of like Arbello Castle and like.
Mm.
I did
It's
almost
like
get
that.
bitten in half by a vampire wolf once.
Mm.
But as he's trying to run, like he's still weak from the thing.
Mhm.
So he's like struggling step as he rages during it, and then that gets it back up. It's like,
Right.
oh no, he's replaced my addiction with another addiction to rage. Oh, dollars. No.
Oh no.
Oh no! Right, okay. So right, back up my temporary modifiers. Hang on.
Okay, cool.
Right, I'm gonna make an attack then.
Mm-hmm.
And my AC goes down. 1 second. Boop boop. Okay, so Mace of Spades attack, like that. Flank, no. Power attack, -2. Additional hit modifier is 1 because I'm charging, right? That's how that works.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2.
A 20 hit?
A
Please
20
roll.
hits.
Oh no,
it
it's
is.
a bonus.
It is +2. You're right. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
isn't it a bonus to
negatives.
damage when you charge, but you have a negative to your AC? I can't quite remember now.
No, I have a negative to my AC, and it is to,
I'll
it is to attack.
I'll put the image.
Okay,
I found
cool.
the image, by the way. I've
Oh, yeah,
put it in
excellent.
Discord. And I'll upload it as a handout
Oh,
later.
Discord.
Oh, that's dope. It's cool.
Lovely
All right.
flatworm thing.
Indeed.
All right, so you want some damage from me, is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Power attack is 4. No additional modifiers. So just kind of, almost with like full speed, it just right cracks it right with the downswing.
Okay. Nice.
Hey, can I roll sense motive here?
That would be a very sensible thing to do. Unfortunately, Dave's whiz is like a
You
9.
can.
Something doesn't add up here, and I'm extremely wise.
I like how you sent Sigmund in and then thought about, well, how is it possible?
We didn't send Sigmund in. Sigmund sent himself in.
No, Spider definitely said Sigmund charge him.
Oh, she did.
Okay.
Clara is more wise than she was.
Okay.
So can I try and read this thing's body language, see if it's actually being aggro in return?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is now.
You definitely can.
Well, I thought you were going to sense motive the lady. But either way,
Either or.
18's pretty good.
18 is good.
Yeah.
So the creature, yeah, like, this thing is out for blood.
Oh.
It's just here to, like, I don't know, like, kill you, add you to its collection of weird shit that it has in its... Like, you can see in its nets, it has, like, dead rats and stuff, but there's also, like, some skeletons in there. It's this weird fucking, like, sewer monster.
This is one of yours as well, isn't it, man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I can
Also
tell.
is.
It's great.
What about the lady?
How do you mean? As like an NPC or like a...
Like sense motiving?
Oh, yeah. You'll have to roll a second sense motive then.
Or maybe I will.
Nice.
I couldn't find the button for a bit.
Okay, yeah. She is just invested in fighting this evil thing. Like, she seems genuine. She's like waving her like staff of dead sewer monster at it. The centipede is also like moving forward, attacking this creature, like trying to stab it with like the big pincer on the back of it, and like coiling around this thing, avoiding its attacks. Sigmund, you strike it with a great deal of damage. Where do you hit it?
Is it just another humanoid kind of body?
Yeah. It's all humanoid except for the scissor head. Pincer head.
And it's huge, right? It's huge.
Large.
Yeah.
Large.
It's,
Like I can't get right.
How
I
many
think
Daves big is this thing?
I always forget exactly how big a Dave is.
A Dave is about 3 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, and this thing is a proper, like...
A Mega Dave is 5 Daves. Just so you know, that's the conversion rate.
Yeah. This thing is like a 4.5 Daves,
Ooh,
maybe.
Almost a Mega Dave. That's a lot of Daves.
Yeah, it's big.
Okay. So what I actually think Sigmund does, because I can't see the body, but is it wearing shoes?
Is it wearing shoes?
Yeah.
A question you didn't anticipate having to answer.
Yes, it is wearing.
Loafers.
You can see that it is wearing like
Rat slippers.
No, it's not. It's not wearing slippers. It's wearing
heels.
like gentleman's shoes, but like the top of it is and the sole are like ripped apart, so like its toes are sticking out from the front.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. As Sigmund comes in, he actually slides doing the charge and brings the Ace of Spades down right on the end of his exposed toes.
Ooh.
Oh no, yeah, this thing is just slamming its arms around, and it is like the pincer is clacking, and it's tossing like stuff from its nets around. It's just in a rage, and you can
Rage,
see like
what's
its toes are just fucking crushed. It is not having a good time. Glanvar, what about you?
If it's just a standard action, he's just going to do a standard action bow attack.
Well, I
Okay.
didn't have a standard action. I had a charge attack, so you might have some.
You
Alright,
have full
fine.
round, in other words.
All right, fine. I'll do a flurry.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead. Damn.
There it goes. Bam.
Yeah.
Bam.
Boom, 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 boom. So these 4 arrows. Let's see which one of those hit.
Last one probably
two-
doesn't. But...
Yeah, the first 2 hit. So 2 of these arrows go flying by, but 2 of them strike this creature. Where do you think you're trying to shoot these arrows?
Right in the nipples.
What?
Nice.
Sorry.
Yes.
I don't know why I thought of that.
Regardless of what happens, you strike with these arrows by chance exactly in both of its nipples. And now it just has these 2 arrows sticking out.
I mean, I guess, but
That's the thing now. And
Sorry.
it is just,
not happy.
it doesn't have eyes to cry with, but it is just like hammering its fists down.
It's just, I have no mouth, but I must scream. I have no eyes,
mouth.
but I must cry.
Yeah, exactly. I have no eyes, but I must cry. So this thing, like this, the pincer is like spasmodically just searing and clasping, and it is just in absolute rage right now. Dave, you've done your thing.
Yep.
Fyra, what do you do?
I sense Merv twice, remember?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
all of us. We
Okay.
order now.
Yeah. So as you have all suddenly laid down like a massive attack on this thing, it is going to, in its like wounded rage, like just barrel away. And it is, Sigmund, could you roll what is your combat maneuver defense? If I may?
Good question.
That'll be pretty good, right?
23.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
23. Okay, let me see what this thing's bonus is. Okay, so plus 11. Okay, so this thing, as it is flailing around, as it's being hit with these arrows, it swings one big arm, and as you are still sort of clambering upright from your slide, it bats you aside, moving you back a little before it runs off and just like juggernauts through a wall, just
Well, we're gonna have to deal with that on the way back.
and it runs away,
Okay, cool.
leaving like a man with pincer head shaped hole in the wall.
So Sigmund's just there on his back, and he just looks at this lady, just like, "Hey," just gives her the finger kids.
That happened.
Wow. Amazing. Your power is incredible. Oh, jeez. I've been fighting him for days. In skirmishes end on end. I am the sewer guardian. Guardian of the sewer.
Fear her.
The Rat King trembles before me.
Hey!
In the distance, do we hear "fuck off"?
Yeah. Exactly. And she says, I'm guarding this area of the sewer. It is my domain. But lately, this hideous creature has been marauding my subjects, and she like motions to the ground, and you can see like one man just, you hadn't noticed him before because he has just been like rendered to 2D as he has just been squashed onto the floor. That was my last man.
Oh,
And then it was just me. Well, to be fair, I only had 2 to begin with. Most just ran away, but well, you get the point. Ugh.
Is that a summon centipede? Or is it just magic?
What?
Is that a summon centipede or is it just magic? This is a professional question of
Oh,
fresh
yeah.
curiosity from Dave. Who can
Roll
summon-
a knowledge arcana.
He can summon giant centipedes, so I think you probably know what one looked like.
It is not a centipede the way that you summon it.
Okay, oh, that's a pretty good roll.
You
know
can tell
everything.
from the nature of this creature, because it's not exactly a centipede. It's more like a weird sort of creature that's a centipede, but it also has this eye, it has this pincer, and it has this sort of glowing smoke around it with a like a halo-like symbol. You can tell that this lady is a summoner, and that is her eidolon.
Oh, right. I almost multiclassed into one of those.
The first summoner in PATHCO.
Indeed. And
Cool,
she's a
a
vine
summoner.
meme. Pray tell, what brings you to my abode? Strong warriors.
Just thinking about Dave being called a strong warrior when he's got a strength of 2 right now.
Yeah, like she's mostly gesturing towards Sigmund, as he did like the whole slip and slide and
Yeah,
just slam
he was pretty
things
cool.
toes. So, what say you?
We're
Oh, she's
looking for...
Yeah, she's talking to you. You guys, in general.
A
really.
guy. I don't know what
Looking
the guy
for
looks
a
like.
guy.
I actually remember to ask this guy's name.
You got a description of him, didn't you? Dave might not have,
Uh,
unless you told it to him.
Uh,
Like, you like the whole scar on the face kind of thing going on anyway that you mentioned at the beginning.
Oh,
Thyra remembers even if Jack does not.
Look, 1 second.
Hmm.
Oh, hang on. Let's close that.
Well,
Yeah,
to be
so
fair, I see plenty of people with scars on their faces around here, but do
Might
you have
been
anything
carrying
else?
A dead body.
I'm sorry?
He might have been carrying a dead body. We're looking for a dead body because
Like, honestly, I gotta say that doesn't exactly narrow the
Narrow it
search.
down.
to be clear, Mum, it is a specific dead body. If we were just a random dead body, we're perfectly capable of
Creating
coming up
one.
with one of those ourselves. Yeah, Sigmund got the description of Peachwood's apprentice. Did we get Peachwood to say? Is Peachwood the apprentice's name, or is it the apprentice
No,
of Peachwood?
Olaf Peachwood is
Oh,
the
yes.
master, the dead guy. His apprentice's name you didn't get.
Okay.
So
At any
we've
rate,
got...
we're looking to get into the plague
Yeah.
district and then back out again. Hopefully without
Although
getting the plague.
If the Naving scheme continues, he might be called Neville, but we don't know.
Yes.
I see. Well, I can definitely let you in, though I must say I'm not sure why you'd want to go. But I'm afraid that it is my sacred duty as the guardian of the sewer to not let anyone with a plague back through.
Oh, that's okay. We can send Glanvar through. He's a monk and therefore immune to disease.
Wait, what?
Is he the- Because I think we just made a talking point about him not actually.
Not
being-
having
Oh,
that.
no, Matt knows the
Oh
Glanvar.
yes, okay, okay. That's
Glanvar just raises an eyebrow
fair.
subtly.
And then she says, "Ah, yes, the famed purity of body, of course. Ah, I must say,
Thyra's
So,
a cleric. She can
well,
eventually stop us from getting the plague.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Just not today.
well,
Best
as long
time
as you're
for it.
as long as you're not infected, I can allow you to pass back through. However, I must warn you, the guard does not come into the plague district. The only authority there are the local gangs and the medicine men from the academy. However, I wouldn't trifle with them if I were you. You see this ladder? And she points to a ladder that is not exactly on the map, but it's sort of here.
Okay.
You can take this, and it'll lead you up into the plague quarter. I think I haven't been upside for a while, but I think it. Oh yes, I think it comes out in Marmy and Hon's hat shop. That's where it comes out. Terribly derelict building. However, their connection to the sewer is still intact. You see? And she points to the sign, and you can see like in the rubble, you can see like a lot of like dilapidated hats lying around.
Oh.
So that's Mommy and Hone's hat shop.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is like the entry point of this sewer connection. Okay. I must ask, what brings you to this sudden quest? Because, well, honestly, I don't really see many people come here, especially not ones as well trained as powerful as you.
Well, we're PATHCO. You flush the shit, and then we clean it up. Oh, that's a bad one, but I'm gonna roll with it. And we've basically been hired by the city authorities to do some general cleaning up down here, similar to what you're doing yourself. And that man that we're looking for and the dead body that was mentioned is a vital part of that kind of overall arching strategy.
Ah, I see.
It's
Well,
an extremely complicated cleaning strategy.
It
Right.
is.
well, in any case, I wish you luck on your quest.
Thank you.
If there's anything that I can do to help you, then feel free to ask.
Do you stamp the clams as well, or is that just him?
And she looks back at you as you say this. And her eyes narrow at you and she says, "You are acolytes of the Rat King?
Oh no, we
Well,
just
that
met.
changes things."
We've
No,
only
no,
met
no.
once. Goodbye.
We were
Run
just,
away now.
we were just humoring him. Don't worry about it.
Sounds about right. He is an old fool. Have you listened to the story about his rat?
We actually haven't. We blew him off completely when he tried
Good.
to tell us.
Neither have I. I'm sure it's not worth hearing.
I like rats.
Thank you. Yes. We appreciate. So, what did you say her name was?
Sewer Guardian. Guardian of the sewer.
Yeah, she just calls herself the Sewer Guardian.
Okay, cool. I thought I just hadn't remembered it, but
No,
Okay.
No,
that's
she
what
just calls
introduced
herself the Sewer
as.
Guardian. She
Guardian of
doesn't
the sewer.
really mention any other name.
thank you, Sewer Guardian. We will
Try and not
Be
get
sure
the
to-
plague.
yeah. And if we were to see what was the name of that horrible abomination you were fighting.
Well, I don't know what its true name is, but I've been calling him
Jeff.
Krabby.
Oh,
Keith.
okay.
Krabby
Keith. Krabby Keith.
Krabby Keith. A
He's
vile
a right
beast
fucker, he
indeed.
is.
Where did he come from?
Krabby Keith the Vile. Yes, good name.
Krabby Keith the Vile. And you can see that she is like going through the side, and you can see that she has like on this far wall, she has like with like charcoal, like big drawings and writings, like notes to herself and stuff. And there's like a big scraggly written Krabby, and now she like writes behind it Keith the Vile. And she underlines like the vile with 3 lines. And she says, "I see that you are skilled in the art of naming as well as fighting."
Oh, I'm also really good at taglines.
So it seems. Well, the only advice that I can give you then is to be careful when you go into the plague quarter and to deal with the medicine men of the academy as little as you can. And to not listen to that bearded idiot anymore.
Yeah, we do
Pointing
try to
accept.
ignore Sigmund.
That's exactly the same.
Okay. Well, be on your way then, travelers.
Okay,
I hope you are successful in your adventure.
very good. Should we
And
put
she
our
takes, like,
disguises
a-
now, or?
Yeah, like you can go up the ladder
Can
and
I use my magic sleeves to make me look like a sort of random dirty street urchin?
yes, you can indeed.
I now look a random dirty street urchin then.
Okay, cool.
Whereas Glanvar just looks like someone who belongs in this area already.
Probably.
Probably.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Me
And like
Sigmund
Thyra,
are still
you're
not
covered in like the
slightly
red
better stuff.
brown muck.
Yeah.
Well, and Sigmund's like yeah.
Do these disguises have masks on them? Please say they do.
Which disguises do you
Yeah,
mean?
they have the face masks, and then you have like a welding mask thing, don't you?
I remember that you definitely discussed the fact that they had like masks over like the mouth.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. The medicine disguises. Yeah, those do
Yeah.
have like face masks. Yeah.
Oh.
We can say that we're from an NGO, if anyone asks you.
Hmm. Okay. So you go topside and you come into Marmy and Hone's hat shop.
Will this be a
And
good
yeah,
place to leave it off, or no? It's a bit early still, isn't it? Because we
it
started
is
late.
it's I think we can go for like another 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
If that's fine by you guys. at
Yeah,
least.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like we can establish like a thing in the
Yeah,
plague
yeah.
quarter and then
yeah.
A good leaving
We'll
off
go ahead.
point. End
so
of chapter.
you're in Marmy and Hone's hat shop. And
Mm-hmm.
I am going to move you guys back to the city map.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Are you gonna move the little
What's the
arrow?
hat situation here? Are they good hats, sir? Are there magic hats
like this
here?
this place is derelict, and
Okay.
All the nice
Um,
hats have been looted. It's only the really shitty ones left.
Oh no, so many fedoras.
Yeah,
it's
like-
all fedoras.
Bowler hats.
it's all fedoras that are left. There's like 5 or 6.
You probably mean a
like-
trilby. The actual fedoras are much more dignified.
Yeah. Yeah, they are like trilby, like 5 or 6 like moldy fedora
Ew.
trilbies lying around.
Fedora trilbies, it's half of each, split down the
Yeah.
middle.
So you guys are currently here. And actually, no, you're here because the hat shop would be inside the Southside Markets area.
Question:
Oh.
How far does my telepathy with Toast go?
Oh, good.
Can
call.
I summon Toast? Because I didn't bring her with me because she's in the city, but she's not. I didn't want to bring her into the sewers, and I was wondering if I could summon Toast.
What is? Do you have any guidelines about that?
No, I have like nothing about Toast. I know nothing
Oh.
about her. I know she's
Uh,
got eagle stats.
Plot.
You know what? I'll allow it, but it'll take her a few
Yeah.
moments to get here.
Toast, I summoned
From
thee.
the other side of the city, funny enough.
Not
Yeah.
that far away is she? She's at number 7, so that's like 240 feet apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's a while away because like yeah, this is a big city. So I mean, it's not going to take her super long,
No,
but
but it'll be
it's going to
a
take a
minute or two.
moment.
That's
It's
fine.
not instant, yeah.
I'll prepare some bird seed so that she can eat when she
Yeah.
gets here.
Yes. So yeah, you are in Marmy and Hone's hat shop. There's like a bunch of moldy fedoras left here. There's a big sign with Marmy and Hone's hat shop. You can see that on Marmy, like the E has been crossed out and the B, there's been like a B painted over the first M so that
Marmy.
it spells balmy.
Oh,
um,
balmy. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise this is like a pretty derelict place. You can see that this place has been looted like at least twice. So this area looks pretty rough.
I don't like this place very much.
Okay, everyone, be careful about what you breathe in. Sigmund, because Sigmund and Fire are the ones who've got the disguises, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Yeah, I think we.
The healer
I
ones,
think-
anyway. Dave's disguised as a street urchin.
Glanvar just looks like a thug.
Yeah.
Okay, if anyone sees any plague, we'll go in the opposite direction.
Direction.
Yeah, Dave, try and put something around your face or something.
Could you all roll me a?
Put your stuff-
Glanvar wraps his beard around his face.
Oh yes. Very good.
What am I rolling?
Very
Sorry.
good. Perception, please.
The Sigma
I
says
still-
negative
have I-
on it.
Yeah, I,
Very
yeah, I
conscious
still.
Ed.
Do I still have that? I'm gonna. Yeah.
I think that's fine by now. Like the repeated raging has sort of cleared your system a bit.
All right. Well, that's actually 16 then.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Those are good rolls,
Okay,
I
rolls
will
all
say.
round.
So you all notice as you're stepping into Marmy and Hones, that in the air, it's almost like dust specks
Is it,
that are
is
just
it an
hanging
actual
around.
miasma?
But they are like almost like tiny, like ember pinpricks that are just hanging in the air here. and it's very faint, but it is noticeable.
What is it? Do we know?
You can roll me a knowledge nature or a heal to see.
Dave.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say, Dave, just take that natural 20 that you've just...
Nope, I did it anyway.
Okay. You know, Dave, you know with a crit,
Everything.
you know for certain that this looks different than any kind of natural miasmas that you know of.
Because Scar did have a plague, so he probably would know something about plagues.
You would know about that. And you know about, like, swamp fireflies and swamp lights and all that kind of stuff. But this isn't that. All of those lights tend to be bigger, tend to be, like, more smoky, like an actual gas that's hanging around, like a mist. This isn't that. These are not a mist. They are very discreet, like little golden pinpricks that are hanging through the air, like dust specks in the sunlight. So you do not know what it is, but you know that it is not something that you know as like a natural miasma.
Which, as we all know, causes plague.
Indeed.
This isn't a
This
natural
is
miasma.
standard medical knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ask a question? Sorry.
No, I was just making sarcastic comments about how old-timey people thought plague happened.
Indeed.
This is weird.
Well, looks like you got some
Dave
ghosts in your blood. Better do some
Better do
cocaine about it.
Better
Yep.
strap a chicken to your armpit until it
Okay,
dies.
so yeah, so there's that. With that perception, you also see in the back of the shop a man. He's been sitting crouching there, looking at you, but you notice him as he is wearing like Team Fortress style, like 3 hats on top of each other. And he looks up and he says, "Oh no, I've been made!" Ah! He's running away.
Oh, hold up, friend. Hold up.
Okay, bye then.
Make
What a
signal,
nice
Sarah.
man.
Are you chasing him, Sigmund?
I don't think I'm going to go. Hold. Shh.
What if he's
Yeah,
got
no.
the plague?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. With a perception rolls like that, you notice that he had like really bloodshot eyes, and
And a T-shirt saying, "Hello, I have the plague."
no, he did not have that.
It really happened doing cocaine about it.
But he did
He's
have
coked up.
like a sort of weird, like his eyes were bloodshot, but they were all also like glowing a bit, almost like a pale bluish glow.
Ew, that seems
Okay,
bad.
Dave,
This is-
I'm going to ask you
yes.
a question I probably should have asked before. What is the cuff?
I don't know, but this isn't a normal looking. Whatever this is, it doesn't seem like a normal plague. This is whatever this is. He gets just like the weird smoke. This isn't. This is weird. I don't know what this is, and I know a lot about plague. Spent like 2 whole terms on it at school.
I took a 30-minute tutorial class regarding healing, and
You're a cleric!
yes,
Mm.
and I'm a very good one.
So, yeah, I don't know what this is. Maybe we should try and not find out.
Can I roll like a heal check to determine if it is plaguey or?
Because imagine
You
you'll
can roll
know.
a heal, see if it's anything that like you know of that you've seen before. Unless there's any other roll that you want to make about it, if you can contextualize it for me. This goes
What
for
if-
all of you, by the way, like always.
Yeah, I already did
What
my
about
roll.
like a knowledge religion check about the weird glowy eye shit?
Oh, yeah, sure, that seems legit.
Yeah, that would be knowledge arcana, I think.
Shit.
Your heal's
But
really
you
good.
can-
Just roll heal.
But you can roll something else if you have like a context for. Like basically that is
Yeah,
my rule.
I only have heal or religion because I'm a cleric.
Well,
Okay,
you could say that, like,
if there's
as
if
a
you can
cleric-
if you can give me like a short pitch on why you would know about glowy eyes with your religion, then I might allow you to do it.
Well, like, I'm just thinking, like, with regards to, like, celestial interactions, whether
Oh.
it's, like, some kind of possession by, like, some sort of divine thing,
Well,
was my kind of querying.
Yeah, you can
or
definitely
even
roll
just
a knowledge to determine that.
well, it's as well, Jack. It might be that there might be certain things that look like they might be demonic possession, but they're not because they're a disease, and that might be the way you ask about it or something, right?
Oh yeah, that's a very interesting one. 21. That did not seem divine or outsidery in nature.
Oh.
Yeah.
He wasn't possessed by a demon. I think he may have been on cocaine.
Wow, is it glowing eyes? That's a lot of cocaine.
Yep, that's it.
It's got some of that
Oh,
space
no.
coke.
That's been cut
It's
with
the
something weird.
fantasy cocaine.
Do coke until your eyes glow.
Mm.
Shall
That's
we
some life
try and
advice
find
for
this
you.
guy and then we can go? I
Sure.
want to be
According to my map, there are 2 points of interest in this section of the city. I actually would like to check out the cathedral while we're here, but... How do you just find a man in a plague-ridden section of the city without
Might help.
divination
There's a
magic?
telepathic bird, or we could ask the other birds if there are any other birds.
Yeah, no,
Well,
Toast is the best plan here.
Yeah,
like,
I think
for
at this
sure.
point you hear like a glass crashing, and Toast flies in from like a higher part of the department store.
Whoa. Hey, Toast. I
Wait,
give
this
some
is a
birdseed.
department store hat shop?
It's very big. It's like a
7 stories tall, and there's
yeah,
a
like this
fountain.
place. It's like, think of it as like sort of a Dishonored kind of place, and
Jesus.
it's like a tall department store for like hats.
Completely plague-ridden.
Completely
I
plague-ridden.
only ever
Yes.
managed to get through the first level of Dishonored. It was too hard.
The hats carry the plague. That's my guess.
the hat plague instead of the rat.
Yep.
Oh no,
We were not prepared for the hat
We're not
plague.
the
prepared.
hat plague.
They really bowled us over.
Yeah.
Let's find our way and defeat the top hat.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's put a cap on that.
Let's go. I'm feeling really full of beanies.
These are getting worse.
Yeah.
So
I
as you
believe.
leave, and like the door, like cling, 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 as you open the door, you come out onto a really fucking nasty street. Like this place it's like a pretty broad street, and you can see a lot of like shops here because this is the market. But it is destroyed. It is looted. It is vandalized. You can see like in some of the shop windows, instead of like stuff there, you can see like people having made tents in there. You can see like someone selling like what is probably mugwort or something worse. Like there's a lot of people just hanging around here, looking very shifty and very poor. And yeah, everyone just seems kind of in disrepair here. And they're all sort of looking at you really, especially at you, Thyra and Sigmund. They are eyeing you with like a big amount of suspicion.
Why? Oh, we're dressed as healers. I forgot we were dressed as healers.
Well, Sigmund's got the mace of spades out, taps it in his hands menacingly.
As you do this, you can see like some people in the shadows, like also patting like bats with spikes and like nails in them, also batting those menacingly.
Okay.
Let's not escalate things.
Let's like maybe escalate things if what we're doing to begin with isn't. What if we went to the big ominous cathedral?
It's a good
'Cause
place
it's like a
for
street
get
down.
a vantage point.
It's a landmark.
It's definitely where a waypoint would be in an Assassin's Creed game.
So yeah, you
We
can
need
see
to climb up to the top and
like
do
this
the
road.
whole
off
This
into a
evil
road
hay
thing.
leads down to the cathedral.
Okay.
So this is a big road, and it probably at the end of it is the cathedral. And you can see it from here. You can see like crows flying away from like the big
Oh, so there are birds here.
tower of it, and yeah, you can see like one of the big windows seems to be shattered, but otherwise, yeah, it's a classic old looming derelict cathedral.
What god is the cathedral to?
It's the Sartoria saint.
Knowledge
lady.
religion.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh fuck!
Knowledge
I was like,
religion
oh,
to-
I know what I could do. I can commune with
for
birds.
fuck's sake.
It's a divination spell, so I can't.
10. You do not know to which god this cathedral is. However, you can tell a bare minimum at, because you have been outside, like near to the academy and stuff. So you have seen at number 24, like the big Saint Sartorius Cathedral, and it does not look like that. It's not the same kind of architecture.
Do I know what it is? Since I also have knowledge religion.
Yeah, you can roll that.
Is my knowledge religion better than Thyra's? Is the question. Just.
12.
God damn it.
I should've taken
You-
a 10.
Notice
Yes, yours is better than mine.
you're really not sure, Dave.
Says Dave.
You have a +10 and I have a +5.
Sorry.
God damn it.
I get a +4 in everything, and then there's my int, and then there's my rank.
Tragic,
So...
tragic.
Okay, so, cathedral to a mysterious deity who is not the weird saint that the rest of this city is devoted to. That sounds like a solid lead, because I've lost the trail of the corpse.
I can ask
Fantastic.
Toast and see if she can see this guy. I mean, it's
Does
a bit
she
of a...
know about religion?
No, I don't know. I've never asked her.
Yeah, so I think what are you how do you commune with Toast? What can she like tell you and stuff?
She can only project images
Oh
into
right.
my head, which is mostly
Okay,
stuff that
so-
she can see or has seen.
Okay, so what are you asking for or inquiring about specifically from?
I'm contemplating at the moment about what that would be, because we've got the description of this guy, but as the sewer guardian of the sewers said, like, there are a lot of people with scars on their faces around. So Toast might not be able to help narrow it down.
Yeah,
unless we do
Sigmund,
some more
in the
legwork.
meantime-
Oh, she could try and find some places where the stone's been similarly fucked up. You remember the stone got fucked up when
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy was teleporting out? That could be
Ooh,
good.
yeah, that's well. Now you've told me about. That's a good idea. But you'll have to you'll have to tell me what it looks like in that case, because Dave doesn't know. Thyra, can you please tell Toast what that teleport thing looks like, so she can go look for one?
It was weird and done fucked up. It was like a foot circle of stone where it was warped around the edges. And my arcane training, of which I have none, told me that around a failed or like slightly fucked up teleport, it can distort wood and stone like that.
Dave's gonna translate this as, look for circle about this big. He'll gesture with his hands. That looks funny and not like everything else around it, because she's a bird. And probably isn't gonna stand, ooh, it was all kinds of fucked up, for example.
I feel like if she can share an image, maybe he can share an image back and just be like, "This is the mental
Yeah,
image of what
I
have
think-
going on."
I think that you can give a reasonably accurate description of this to
Okay.
Toast. So I think she is just gonna then fly around and scout for similar things.
I said I was going to commune with birds, but I can't because it's divination spell.
That is unfortunate.
Well, the birds here will talk
Sigmund-
to me. They're so unfriendly.
Sigmund. In the meantime, someone tugs or like taps the side of your armor, and it's this sort of grungy looking woman, and she has like a bag of something, and she says, "Hey, big guy, you want the stuff? You want that root? I know you want that. Come on."
What is it?
Come on, 10 silvers. You want that root? And she opens up like her bag, and she shows you like this sort of weird reddish like piece of root. She says, "Come on, I know you want to chew that stuff. Nobody's happy here. I can make you happy. Come on, you want to buy this?" 10
Please,
seconds. Come on.
what is
please
it?
get
Do
more
I?
addictions.
This is a really bold move. I admire her entrepreneurship.
Yes, she's
Okay.
just like egging you on to buy this stuff.
Do I know what it is?
Roll.
We've been over the fact you don't know much already.
Roll wisdom.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Don't displace
Okay, so that's just for 1d20 then. Okay.
Okay.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh wow.
Clearly drugs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know it's drugs. Like what kind of drugs? Like how? What?
Oh yeah. So this is bloodroot.
Okay.
And you know that bloodroot, like the sap of it, is a reasonably strong narcotic. So people chew it as like a drug basically, and you know that a typical side effect of it, which as you're looking around you can see with like a lot of people here, as that the sap colors your teeth red. Basically it's this dark red sap. And you can see like a lot of people whose teeth are sort of like red stained.
Well, if I give up drinking, I am going to need a new body. So feel free to jump in and slap us out of Sigmund.
Thyra
Yeah, like
is staring up at the cathedral at the moment and stroking her beard thoughtfully.
Okay.
Can I roll a perception for Glanvar to see if he notices this person?
Oh yeah, like this is with your like passive perception, you definitely notice that Sigmund is currently being persuaded into buying drugs.
Glanvar turns around, walks over to the person, and just glowers and says, "Leave."
All right, you're lost, buddy. She just scampers away.
Sigmund, you're so easily swayed.
Who was that scampering away anyway?
I think she was trying to sell Sigmund drugs.
Oh. Like more than usual.
More than usual, I guess.
Huh.
What do you think we should do now?
I still think we should go for that big old cathedral. I think it's kind of neat.
Okay.
I'm also curious about the kind of weird religious backstory in this city, because it seems like something's up here. Did anyone else get that it seems like there's something up here?
Well, there's definitely something weird going on with this miasma, and I do find that interesting.
Who's Masma?
The miasma, all this orange
now?
stuff.
So, the cathedral then?
I guess
Yeah,
so.
sure.
But next
Yeah.
week, because I would like to
Yes.
wrap up right about now.
Yep, that sounds good. So I think that we will leave it as you guys are making your way through the Plague Quarter and heading towards the old Blackwater Cathedral.
With Toast on the hunt.
With Toast on the hunt, indeed. All right. I think that we can leave it there. Say goodbye to the
Bye-bye.
stream, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye to the stream, everyone.
Goodbye.